Ladies, are you paralyzed by overwhelm? You've got like your to-do list, you've got in your mind how everything is going to play out, and you go to take the first step and you're like, it's too much. I just can't do it. I don't even know how to start. It's just too overwhelming. If you've ever felt that way, you are certainly not alone. What if the most important step you can take right now is also the smallest? Stay tuned, because in this episode, we're going to cover this revolutionary concept that action breeds ideas. And by the end of this 3-part formula, you'll know how to break through paralysis with one simple step. Are you a woman who knows God is calling you to something more, but you're unsure where to start or how to grow it into something impactful? You are not alone, and you're in the right place. Welcome to the Arise Women of God podcast, a show for Christian women who feel called to shine His light and step into their divine purpose. Each week, you'll hear stories of faithful women, both from the Bible and today, who heard God's voice and chose to say yes, even when it felt uncomfortable or uncertain to step with faith into the unknown. You'll walk away with encouragement, spiritual insight, and practical steps to follow those holy promptings in your own life. So let's arise together as women warriors of light. Let's do it God's way, God's strong. Welcome to the Arise Women of God podcast. I'm your host, Tamara K. Ladies, and I'm so excited to have you here today. You're here because you've been overwhelmed, right? Believe me, it is something that's very common, especially this time of the year. Okay, before we dive into our episode today, I have to do a quick shout out to one of our endorsed provider sponsors for Women Warriors of Light. Hey there, fellow women and small business owners. Let me tell you, if you're a small business owner and the whole legal stuff makes your eyes glaze over, you need to check out BizLogic. They make it super simple to get your website's terms, privacy policies, and all that legally sorted. No stress, no giant lawyer bills. And for me personally, I love that they handle website privacy updates automatically, so I don't have to worry about missing something important as laws change. They also help small businesses with all sorts of other legal help. So seriously, my friends, BizLogic is like having a friendly legal expert in your corner, and it's one less thing to keep you up at night. Wonder if you're a fit? Get a free 15-minute consult at bizlogic.com. That's bizlawgic.com. And now back to our program. So today we're going to talk about 3 key things to help you overcome overwhelm and help you build momentum. So that's kind of breaking you out of that paralysis, right? Because sometimes we get so paralyzed. First, we're going to give you the secret to unlocking momentum, and this involves, ding, 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 no planning and no grand ideas. Pretty good, right? Second, you'll hear a story about how cleaning a messy office led to a major business pivot. Crazy, right? And third, we'll finally reveal why waiting for the right idea is sometimes the biggest mistake we make as women. So let's kick it off with that first principle, the smallest manageable step, okay? Our board member, Leisa Watkins, reminds us that the fear of the unknown is often what traps us. We've got this idea in our head and there's something scary about it, right? And that it's important for us to embrace small, manageable steps as the way forward. Let's listen to what Leisa shares here.
Yeah, for me, this is good strategy anytime, whether things are looking overwhelming or not. It's just what's the very next first step I can take that's small, and just approach it that way, because I think we oftentimes think we have to have everything all figured out before we act. which is not the case. So just taking that was the first step that I can take right here, and it's manageable that way.
Awesome. So tip number 1, taking that smallish manageable step. Totally doable, right, ladies? Let's go to step number 2. And this we're going to call the office revelation. When I was overwhelmed a couple months ago and praying for direction on the next big move for Women Warriors of Light, the answer I received was unexpected, yet profound. Listen to what God told me to do next. I know as I was getting ready to kind of sit down and kind of just look at all of our options and choices as Women Warriors of Light, I was like, dear God, help me to figure this out, and what's the right thing for me to do next? And he just said, clean your office. I'm like, got it. But it's amazing how that just started a ball that it's kind of given me a fresh new start. Like I even took down my vision board, took off things that weren't pertinent anymore, started putting things up back on. It kind of spiraled into something that has just been a beautiful domino effect of, okay, it's a new little phase and it's going to look different. And that's awesome. And it's great. And I'm just like, oh, wow. So cleaning my office really was the right first step, It's crazy, right? Sometimes we think, okay, we're going to have a big pivot. We're going to do this thing. And really the thing that helps us build momentum is something very, very small. And it's easy to do. On to step number 3. We're going to talk about here how action is rewarded. So taking action, even if it's imperfect action, ladies, which I know some of you are like, but it's not perfect. It's okay. It's okay. Just get over that part. That is the prerequisite for receiving more guidance. Let me repeat that again. Taking action, even if it's imperfect action, is the prerequisite for receiving more guidance. So the key there is action, right? Here, 2 of our board members, Leisa Watkins and Sandy Falter, are going to share why effort and movement are essential to getting those good ideas and gifts from God. We all like gifts, right? So let's take a listen.
So I think gifts are one of those things where he's given us some basic gifts. And then I think that those that are actually using their gifts are the ones that are going to get more of them more easily, right? Because, it actually says that in the scriptures. And I think that's why people who are out all the time out taking action are the ones that are getting the good ideas all the time. I think God will send the ideas to the people who are actually taking action on it. And even if you're taking action that may not be the right action, I think that taking action is rewarded. And you may go down a path and all of a sudden God will tell you, okay, that's enough. And I'm like, but wait a minute, you sent me on this path. and then sometimes they're like, yeah, but you've gone far down this path as I required of you to do. And now you can switch paths. And so it kind of comes down again to almost that first step is making sure you're taking that first step, because it's often the part that's the scariest. And once you take action and start doing those things, those small steps, it's going to become easier and easier and easier. So if we can help people understand that, I think that'll be important.
I love that. Sandy, it looked like you had another thought.
I do. When you were talking, it made me think of the parable of the talents. And also, God, we've been told to seek miracles, and Jesus, when he had to feed the 4,000 plus followers that had been following him for 3 days, he said, bring what you have. And the offering was so meager. And the scriptures tell us in Matthew that he took it and he gave thanks, and a miracle followed. And I think that, pulling in that gratitude for what we have, that's being a good steward over the gifts that he's given us. And if we can be good stewards over those gifts, he will magnify, he will give us abundantly. But we have to take action. We have to do something with the gifts we've already been given, and then it'll be multiplied. And that miracle can happen in our life. I've seen that in my life. When I'm not doing anything, nothing's growing. But when I start, then other opportunities start coming, and I'm able to develop more gifts and have more opportunities because of the action. So I think the Lord loves effort, right? He loves us to take action and do our part, and He'll make up the difference.
All right, guys, we've given you 3 wonderful ideas here. Taking the smallest manageable step, the office revelation about sometimes just tidying can help us with that overwhelm. And third, that action, even though it's imperfect, helps us move forward with momentum. So the application here is simple. Do the next right thing. Stop waiting for the perfect moment or the grand plan. Identify the single, smallest, most manageable task God has placed on your heart today. And do it. Do it, lady. Momentum is created by small acts of obedience, not fixed massive plans. And that is the beauty of it. God teaches us to be flexible, to listen to His Spirit, to take baby steps of action. Sometimes it's just text that friend or clean out that office, right? Now that you know how to build momentum, the next video I recommend is how Christian women gain momentum to help you with growth and accountability. I'll tag that in a link below. Also, you can download our free Clarifying My Calling workbook in the description below to help you identify and commit to your next small step that perhaps God is placing on your heart. Until next time, may God bless you to be brave and take those small steps of action through the overwhelm and on to what God is placing on your heart. You can do it. I believe in you. Thanks for tuning in to the Arise Women of God podcast brought to you by Women Warriors of Light. If you're feeling unsure how to move forward in your calling or just tired of doing it alone, visit womenwarriorsoflight.com. You'll find resources, accountability, and a community of women who get it. Sometimes the calling feels bigger than you. That's when you need steady reminders of the powerful God who called you. Subscribe now for weekly inspiration and the courage to keep going, because with Him, nothing is impossible. And you're not the only one God is calling. That friend on your heart right now, share this episode with her. Your small act of obedience could be the breakthrough she's been praying for. Until next time, may you arise, walk God's way, and stand God strong.